Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects so many of us, especially as we get a little older, and that's joint pain. But here's the thing. Instead of focusing on what you need to cut out, we're going to look at all the delicious, familiar foods from our very own Nigerian kitchens that can actually help you feel better.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You wake up and everything just feels a bit stiff. Or maybe those little aches and pains are starting to stick around a lot longer than they used to. If you're over 40 and you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's something so many of us quietly start to experience.
And it's so easy to just accept it, right? To think, well, this is just part of getting older. But here's the crucial idea I want to share today. The food you put on your plate every single day is one of the most powerful tools you have. It's not about some overnight miracle, but about using your meals to support your body and calm things down from the inside. So, to really get how food can be so powerful, we need to understand what's actually going on. Let's talk about the root cause of that ache, that stiffness. Let's talk about inflammation. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine a very low-grade fire, kind of smoldering inside your joints. That's what chronic inflammation is. It's not a big, dramatic blaze, but a slow, steady burn that over years starts to cause damage, and that damage is what leads to the pain and stiffness we feel. So our goal with food, it's to gently dampen that fire. Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, the great news is this isn't about some strict, miserable diet. Not at all. It's really about adopting a few simple, common-sense ideas that can guide what you put on your plate every day. First up, and this one is so important, fill half your plate with plants. Just think color. We're talking about all the vegetables and fruits we already love. Things like ugu, moringa, bright red tomatoes, sweet pawpaw. These are packed with something called antioxidants, which are literally like your body's own personal firefighters, helping to cool that inflammation. All right, principle number 2 is all about protein. The idea here is to lean into fish, especially oily ones like Arthritis or catfish, which are full of anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Beans and lentils are also fantastic choices. It just means maybe having a little less processed meat and not so huge portions of red meat, which can sometimes add fuel to that fire. And listen, fats are not the enemy here. It's all about choosing the right kind of fats. Using good oils in your cooking, having a handful of ground nuts, enjoying a nice avocado. These are all brilliant ways to get those healthy fats that actually help your body calm down. It's just a smarter choice than, say, too much butter or those oils used for deep frying. Now, let's talk about our beloved staples: yam, rice, fufu. Of course they can be on your plate. The secret really is just about portion control. When you have a smaller portion of your swallow and balance it out with heaps of vegetable soup and good protein, you're not just helping your joints, you're also helping manage your weight, which takes a massive load off them. And you know what's so great? These principles aren't just some new idea. They're actually backed by experts all over the world. The famous Mediterranean diet, which is known to be amazing for inflammation, is built on these exact same ideas. More plants, good fats, quality protein. We can take that same powerful philosophy and apply it to our own amazing Nigerian food. Okay, so that's the theory. Now for the fun part. How do we take all these principles and make them work with the food we actually cook and eat every day? Let's put together a real Nigerian meal plan that actually protects our joints. And I really need to stress this. This is not about abandoning our food. No way. It's about making small, smart tweaks. It's about redesigning your plate. Maybe you use a little less palm oil in the soup, or you decide to grill your fish instead of frying it. The delicious flavor is still there, but you're adding so much more benefit for your body.
Okay, let's start the day off right. A good breakfast should give you steady energy and start your day on a calm, anti-inflammatory note.
So what does that look like? Well, how about a warm, comforting bowl of OG or pop with just a small handful of ground nuts for that healthy fat and protein? Or our classic beans and plantain. But this time, the plantain is boiled or maybe grilled, not deep fried. So simple, still delicious, and just so much kinder to your joints.
Now for lunch. This is such a great opportunity to really load up on those amazing vegetables and make some simple, smart choices with our traditional soups. Just picture your favorite egusi or okra soup, but this time imagine it absolutely packed with extra green leaves. Maybe you've used a little less oil and you're serving it with some lovely boiled fish. Or a beautiful edikong ikong where the green leaves are the real star of the show. You see? These small adjustments make a massive difference. And when it comes to dinner, the goal is something that's satisfying and nutritious,
but also a bit on the lighter side so your body isn't working too hard while you're trying to rest. I mean, a beautiful piece of grilled Titus fish with some simply steamed spinach or uguo on the side, that's a perfect anti-inflammatory dinner. Or what about a big, flavorful bowl of fish pepper soup? And here's the best part. The spices we use all the time, like ginger and turmeric, are inflammation-fighting superstars. Turmeric especially has this compound called curcumin, which is a powerful, natural anti-inflammatory. So you're adding health, not just flavor.
All right, knowing what to eat is one thing, but actually doing it day in and day out when life gets busy, that's the real challenge, isn't it? So let's get into some practical tips to make this a reality.
Honestly, a little bit of planning makes all the difference. Just taking 30 minutes on a Sunday to map out your meals, it's a total game changer. You can cook a big pot of stewed beans or a healthy soup, put it in containers, and just like that, you have healthy, joint-friendly meals ready to go for those busy weeknights.
And here's something I really need you to hear. Be patient with yourself. This isn't a magic pill. You won't eat this way for 3 days and suddenly feel 20 years younger. You're changing your body's chemistry from the inside out, and that takes time. Real, noticeable change comes from being consistent over weeks and months. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This is probably the biggest question on everyone's mind. But what about my rice? What about my yam? Can I still eat my fufu? It's such an important question.
And the answer is a big, happy yes. Of course you can. It's not about cutting them out completely. It's all about balance. Think of your swallow or your rice as one part of the plate, not the whole thing. Surround that smaller portion with a mountain of vegetable soup and a good piece of fish. Now that is a perfect, balanced, joint-loving meal.
So as we wrap things up, I just want to leave you with this thought. Don't feel like you have to change everything all at once. Just start with one thing. Maybe for lunch today, you'll add an extra scoop of vegetables, or tonight you'll grill your chicken instead of frying it. Just ask yourself, what is the one small, simple change you can make today? Because all those small steps are what build a healthier, more comfortable you for all the tomorrows to come. Thanks for watching.